As we talked about, this is, sometimes it's seen as a somewhat of a administrative function kind of thing, but it is a countywide office. How do you believe are the best ways to keep in contact with the entire constituency of Dane County during your time in office?
Well, one of the things I want to do is to continue to go out, talk to voters and municipal clerks throughout Dane County, to continue to work with at-risk constituencies to make sure, those voters like students, like the elderly, like low-income persons, like renters who have more difficulty accessing their rights, and continue to go out and do the outreach work. Another way of making sure that we're communicating effectively countywide is bringing our website up to a more modern standard. Karen has done a great job when she was deputy clerk of revamping the website, making it better, and we can go even farther and make it easier to access and easier to find materials for the general public, for the media, to make sure that that message gets out. So that'll be very important. Also making sure that we go out and, one of the things when we're doing county conversations about our upgrades of equipment, making sure that we have listening sessions, can get out and talk about the criteria for what those machines should be and why they should be funded on the county tax roll through the capital budget, so that we can get buy-in of voters and of county supervisors. Making sure that we're having listening sessions so that people can talk about what I'm hearing a lot at the doors is insisting on maintaining that every vote in Dane County is cast on a paper ballot as it currently is, and making sure that no matter what new technologies become available, that is the only standard that we accept in Dane County.
I probably would go further than that, not only going out and doing advocacy work, not only in Green, but we have a lot of the CBOs, which is the community-based organizations that we can work with. We have Centro Hispano, we have the League of Urban League, and also Centro Guadalupano. These are community or agencies that we can go out and work. There's a lot of volunteers, there are people coming in. And that would be an excellent place to do not only training, but also try to register voters as well. So I agree with Mr. Quito on that, but I would probably go out and do that on a volunteer basis. We talked about how the county clerk does a multiple of things, and I think that's part of their job as well, to go out and educate the public, to inform them about absentee ballot as well. And that would be one of my approaches as well, to reach out to the community as well. Not to also neglect the cooperation also with the municipality clerks as well.
Thank you.
Well, I think what you have to do, you have to use social media. You have to, again, the website is a very vital link. A lot of our people will first look to the website before they pick up the phone to call City Hall to answer the questions. You want to make sure the website is up to date, that it's easy to function, and that the forms that they need are on that website. Outreach, I think, will be a very important part as we step forward. Again, for that voter registration of the online, working with the various renters groups, the leagues. A lot of this doesn't have to be duplicated. A lot of these groups are out there, they're volunteers. You just have to tap into those resources and work with them, and be able to work with them. Also, the news media, I think there could be more local coverage that affects all the municipalities. The feeling is, if you're outside of Madison, you're kind of in a different state because everything's centered around Madison, but the voters in the outlying areas need to have that information as well. Where can they go? How can they register? How can they get their ballots? So I think you have to reach to all entities. A lot of the local cable TV channels will share programs between the various channels. So I think the clerk is the link and the facilitator to do that.
Scott?
Well, from my point of view, it's something that I do now as county board chair, is get out to the community, speak to Lions Clubs, Kiwanis, all the different groups, and tell them what's going on. They need to know. I also think the county clerk should have an advertising budget so that in important events, we can access the media itself. The media is sort of at a crisis right now. They're not covering much of anything in county government. They think they're going to cover the county clerk, except this show on election night is not going to happen. We're probably going to have to start spending some money to get the message out on important issues. But I think the one point that is critical is that the county clerk website needs a lot of work. And I think we also need to really upgrade what we use now to track legislation. Good luck trying to find how your county board supervisor voted at the last meeting. It takes a lot of work to dig that out. And we should go to a system where all of that is available electronically. You can look up anything you want. You can track the legislation that you care about. You can get emails that tell you when it's going to be before a standing committee, before the county board. That needs a real upgrade so that the citizens can directly track what they care about. The media is not covering county government. We've tried lots of different ways to fix that. So I think the other way to go is to directly contact citizens on the issues they care about.